For years, I dealt with the midday crash, the energy lull that usually would happen about an hour or two after lunchtime. And when I was trying to lose body fat, when I was trying to change my fitness, my health, these midday crashes like absolutely wrecked me. In fact, it got so bad that I would attribute a lot of my difficulty with adhering to my diet, adhering to my training, adhering to just my healthy lifestyle plan to the midday crash. And so one thing we do when we work with clients, and I've been working with clients for the better part of 15 plus years, actually 20 years now, if you count the days as a personal trainer, one thing I want to help them do is optimize their energy. So on today's video, I want to lay out the plan to battle midday crashes. What is the secret? How do you get through it? So it all starts with a plan, obviously, and that plan needs to literally be laid out in easy and simple to follow fashion. For me, one of the big takeaways and aha moments was realizing that a lot of my midday energy crash came from not using or not creating energy. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you think about our day-to-day routine, most of us, I'm just as guilty as most people of sitting around too much. Most of us sit way too much throughout the day. We're at our desk, we're at our computer, we're doing office work, we're consulting with clients, we're on calls, we're doing business meetings, and so we're not very active. And what ends up happening is we don't create enough energy. So we actually get into a very lethargic state when we're sitting too much. We sit in our car, we sit in the airplane, we sit and sit and sit some more. And that energy just doesn't get created the way it's supposed to be. So one little hack that I like to throw in to the middle of my day is after I eat my lunch, which is typically my first meal of the day, I like to go for a walk. Now, it doesn't have to be a long walk. It could be a 10-minute walk. It could be a longer walk if I have the time. Usually it's anywhere from 10 to at the most 20 minutes after my lunch to help with a couple things. Number one, energy creation, okay? I want to build my energy for the rest of the day. I also strategically do this right after lunch because I want to help with digestion. I want that food that I just consumed to not sit in my stomach, to not take away my energy, because digestion, let's face it, does require energy. So we'll talk about food in a minute, but one of the things, my dog is barking. Come on, let's go. Summer and Teddy, you guys got to go inside. Let's go. We're going to do a lot. We're doing a YouTube video. You guys got to go in. Go, 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 go. Barking like crazies. So one of the things that will make a huge difference is creating energy after you eat and helping your body digest the food that you just consumed. So I do that. That's step number one. Doesn't have to be an intense walk. It literally could just be cutting out of lunch 15 minutes early and walking around. Really simple stuff. The other thing that I do, and this might seem kind of weird, but I strategically use caffeine. Now, I'm also mindful and careful not to consume a lot of caffeine, too deep into the afternoon, because I don't want to mess up my sleep quality. You don't want to be consuming a ton of caffeine within, 8 to 10 hours of going to bed. Hopefully you can cut it off even sooner than that. But one thing I do is I'll work out in the morning. I'll have a pre-workout. I'll get into work after that. I'll start doing my daily, marketing, my daily coaching, my daily content creation, my daily coaching plans, all the things we do to serve our clients. We have coaching calls, check in with my team, all that stuff. And then I'll typically have an energy drink around the same time that I have lunch, okay? Because this puts me a solid 10 hours before I want to be in bed winding down for the day, all right? So I strategically add a dose of caffeine along with an intake of food. We're going to talk about the food in a minute. I promise you there's a strategy. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, man, I really want to start applying this stuff and I want to not only get my energy up, but I want to lose some body fat. I want to start transforming my physique. I have a guide for you. If you comment fat loss on this video, I'll send you my predictable fat loss and peak energy performance for time poor professionals guide. It's free. Comment fat loss on this video and I'll share with you a full-blown system and guide that has helped thousands of guys at this point, over 7,500 guys. If you actually want to invest in a program, I'll also put the link to our True Transformation System if you're looking for a life-changing opportunity to transform how you look and feel. If you want to look good with your shirt off, look good in a bathing suit this year, this is for you. Now, all that being said, let's talk about food, right? We're going to walk a little bit. We're going to do a little walk and talk here. So food is the next thing, right? What food choices should we be making to optimize our energy middle of the day? Well, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is having a huge intake of carbohydrates middle of the day. Carbs are not bad, but sometimes we got to time our carbs a little bit better, okay? We need to have carbohydrates when we need it the most. And believe it or not, for me, most of my carbs come at dinner time. And why is this? Well, one, I've been working all day, okay? And my energy stores are pretty depleted. And I want to sleep better. So carbs actually help me get into a sleep mode a little better. They'll be digested overnight and ready to be used in the morning for my training session because I train in the morning. At lunchtime, I'm typically eating something high in protein, moderate in fat, and low in carbs. Think about a steak, okay, which at times can be higher in fat, or something like some chicken, and I'll have some fruit with that, right? Or I'll have some eggs. Maybe I'll have an English muffin, nothing crazy, but I try to keep my carbs pretty low to moderate middle of the day. I just find that if I do that, I'll typically notice that my energy is just way more stable following that lunch meal. Now, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier because food is just, is a huge deal. If we have a high amount of carbs, a super heavy meal, middle of the day, I think you're probably going to set yourself up for some struggles with your energy, okay? But the other tip I'll give you is if you're at your desk, if you're like, well, I got no choice, dude. I got to be at my desk, right? Like, I can't just, get up from my desk and move around all day. I got to be there. Invest in a standing desk, okay? Or heck, even more powerful, invest in a walking pad that you can put underneath your desk or next to your desk so you can walk and stand and get more movement in, right? Because more movement typically equals more fat loss, more energy, all that fun stuff. I got to go inside. It's getting ready to rain here. So anyway, I outline a lot of this stuff in our Predictable Fat Loss for Time Poor Professionals guide, which I'll happily give you for free if you comment fat loss below. But look, energy crashes are normal. They've become so normal that the way people combat it is they'll eat a bunch of sugary crap. They'll have a bunch of coffee, and they'll sit at their desk wondering how am I supposed to keep my eyes open, the rest of the day? And that's just not how it has to be, right? If you apply the strategies I just gave you, and then of course we explore, your body fat percentage. Are you carrying too much body fat? Are you out of shape, overweight, feeling like crap all the time? If you are, dude, then that's going to help a ton if we get that remedied, if we get that fixed. So anyway, let me know in the comments, what are your best afternoon energy slump tried and tested strategies that you've used to improve your energy in the afternoon? Use the ones I gave you. Comment fat loss if you want the guide. And if you're ready for a permanent transformation to how you look and feel, you want to look good with your shirt off, you want to look good in a bathing suit, you want to feel proud of your physique again, check out our True Transformation program. I'll put a link below and you can connect with us and we'll see if we can help. Life moves fast. Make it count. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.